Testing one, two, three. Testing one, two, three. Whataburger, honey butter biscuit. Honey butter
Honey
biscuit.
butter
What?
biscuit.
Yeah, testing one, two, three. All right. So, welcome to another episode of Film You In. As you've been subscribed and if you've been watching, background looks a little bit different. Yeah, we're not out of theater because this is a very special movie that we just watched at my boy's crib. As you can tell with the Knights jersey, it's like Mike. But before we get into that, I want to introduce you to my boy.
Absolutely. My name is Brian Shellcross. I've known Justin for 3 or 4 years now. We met at McDonald's All-American. Great guy, and I'm happy to be part of the program here today.
Yeah, man. So, let's get straight to it. What did you think of Like Mike? You're the one who picked it.
I picked it. Like Mike has a special place in my heart. I think I was 5 or 6 years old. I went to the movies with my grandparents, not really knowing what we were watching. I knew it was a basketball movie. I left that theater fully attached. I've seen this movie probably conservatively 50 to 60 times.
I could tell as we were watching the movie, like I'm going to say hitting the notes, but you were hitting the dialogue on it at certain times. And I'm like, yeah, this man definitely watches this movie on a consistent basis. I'm wondering how often you watch this film every year.
I'd say it's a 2 or 3 time a year thing. When I was growing up, it was weekly. I'm dead serious. It was weekly. Like we have the actual CD disc here.
Yeah.
We did Disney Plus today, but man, I was attached. Like Calvin Cambridge, I wanted to be him. Like all time when you're a kid, you're 6, 7, 8 years old, and you see someone in your shoes that you could be, right?
Right.
You picture yourself as Calvin. Like, man, if I go to a basketball game, is my ticket going to be called? Am I going to be on the court? Like,
yeah.
Anytime I went to a sporting event, that's instantly what I went to.
So I'm glad you brought that up because I'm curious as you get older and now you want to watch the movie. Sometimes when I rewatch movies, like for instance, like Rocky for me, I want to watch it to feel motivated to like get myself back in the gym or anything like that. Now, when you're watching this movie, like, is it just for pure enjoyment to bring you back to those times, or is it for another feeling?
Yeah, I'd say it's total nostalgia play.
Nostalgia play?
Like
okay.
Remembering my grandparents, like that was our movie. We'd talk about it ad nauseum.
Yeah.
So it's a nostalgia play. It's not a Grammy winner, right? It's not an Oscar winner, right?
No.
It's not going to win any Oscars, but it brings me back to when I was a kid.
No, and this is my favorite thing about these type of kind of films of where you can probably go on Letterboxd or Rotten Tomatoes or whatever, and they'll give it a score 6 out of 10,
Right.
7 out of 10. But that's not the true value in the score. It's like later on down the road for you in life when you look back and you're like, yo, this is a top movie. Prime example, Freaky Friday or Mean Girls.
Yeah.
Those two movies, when they first came out, people were like, it was a good movie. But now, as you get older, you look back on it, you'll say it's a classic. And by classic, it doesn't even need a score. Just by being called a classic film,
Right.
or like this is A1 regardless of it's missing this, it's missing that. So this is what I really loved about Like Mike. But fully into the movie though,
Yeah.
like you mentioned a couple times, oh, this is my favorite scene. Oh, this is my favorite scene.
I said it probably 4
So
times.
we need to get to the bottom of it.
Okay.
What was your favorite scene?
Yeah, my favorite scene in the movie, it's
Yeah.
got to be room service.
Room service? Yeah.
Calvin's an orphan, right?
Mhm.
So he doesn't get to see the finer things in life. So it's his first night in an NBA hotel. We were laughing because it was a Sheraton, but really they're in a Four Seasons or a Ritz-Carlton. But Tracy Reynolds, the star of the LA Knights, he tells him he's about to go on a date, and he's like, just keep yourself busy, like do whatever you want. Like, are you hungry? Like, just get room service. Like, just get room service. And Calvin's like, what's room service?
Yeah.
And he's like, pick up the phone, dial 6, and you can get whatever you want for free. And Calvin obviously goes bananas. He gets 10 different entrees, and then Tracy comes back from his date, and he's laying on the floor with a stomach bug. So that is just timeless. Anytime me and my family go to a hotel, we're like, pick up the phone, dial 6.
See, that's dope. I'm jealous. I like that's dope that you have that with your family and that inside joke. With the room service, as a kid, Yeah, it's free for you as a kid because obviously no one's going to charge that to you. We know that was charged to the team.
That's right.
So now being older and uh like for me going to a hotel and ordering room service, I know if I'm ordering room service with my fiance, it's free for her, but it's going to be a bill for me.
That's right.
So like when I first got introduced to room service, a lot older in life, I was thinking, yeah, it's free. Nah, like
Nah.
you're gonna incur that on your hotel
Yeah.
stay at the end of your hotel
You'll see
stay.
that bill. You
You'll
will see
see,
that bill.
but in the moment, it's the best thing.
Yeah. Oh,
Best
it's
thing.
awesome. It's awesome.
Um, yeah, it's clearly the best thing. I would take room service anytime in the hotel in the morning. How would you take it?
It's got to be the night play.
The night
for
play?
me, it's the night play because again, it's the nostalgia. It's like it was at nighttime for them. Like, oh, we just came from the pool. We don't really want to leave the hotel. Let's go get something to eat. Or let's get it brought to us. Excuse me. So chicken tenders, wings.
Dang, I was about to ask you what
Yeah.
would be the order.
Yeah,
The
it's
chicken-
got to be like chicken tenders or wings, like something that the hotel can't mess up. Or burger, maybe, I don't know, something like that. Something easy, simple. Like
I would argue they could mess up depending.
They probably
if
could.
they serve you wings with no sauce, chicken tenders.
I've had that before.
Yeah,
We've had
no,
that.
but like chicken tenders, always an essential, hands down. I'll probably even go like a milkshake. Like you can't go
Yes.
wrong with that. But like I said, I'm a morning type kind of order, maybe room service kind of a vibe. So yeah,
Okay.
definitely the bacon, the eggs. You feel me?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Coffee. I don't feel like walking and going down and getting it. So I would like all that primed up and ready for
For
me.
sure.
But man, evening one, that's a tough one because yeah, I would want chicken tender and wings, but I'd probably be like, I want calamari.
You're right. They
Then
can mess that up easily.
Yeah.
They can mess that up easily.
And then I would be going down that order of like, okay, what kind of burger I want,
Yeah.
pizza, just like the typical things
For sure.
there. Yeah. I would say that would probably be my favorite scene. If not that, definitely uh, uh, the sister who said that he couldn't play until he got his homework done, and then the whole team is helping him with his homework. I would have loved the scene a little bit more of like him asking multiple questions and then all of them like trying to. But that is a very dope scene, and I could just simply relate to that just from the aspect of like just literally getting your homework done before I could go outside and hang out with my friends, or
Yep.
getting your homework done before playing an AAU basketball game. But the fact of the matter is, him having a whole team behind him trying to figure it out, it's pretty dope.
And they need him. They
Yeah.
needed him. No homework, no game.
Yeah, and
No
I
homework,
think
no game.
and I think if they made this movie now today, that scene could be even more effective just with the amount of international players that we have. It would just be hilarious. Like, just imagine like being in a locker room with like Luca or just other players, and they ask something that is more of a Europe focus question.
Yeah.
And Calvin's like, oh, hold on, let me grab this person. Let me grab Jokic. Or they ask about horses, and they're like, hold on, let me grab Jokic. I think that would
That's
be
hilarious.
funny. Yeah, but outside of that, with the movie, I think it's a perfectly imperfect movie, if that makes sense. I
No
don't know
doubt.
about you.
It has its flaws, right? We
Yeah.
were talking about some of the flaws. Like some of the timeline doesn't make sense. Like, I mean, we're talking about a 8.5. I don't know how old he is in the movie. And when he filmed it, he was 14.
Yeah,
Like,
I think they
it's
said he was
imperfect.
like 12 or
12.
something.
Yeah, 12 years old, and he's dunking on David Robinson and Alonzo
Imperfect.
Mourning. Yeah, it's imperfect, but you got to use your imagination.
Yes. That's how I looked at it as well. I looked at it as like you having your own little like Nerf basketball hoop
Yep.
on the back of your door, and you're imagining you're playing basketball with them. So of course you're dunking on them, and the dunk scenes are OD, and they're not like they're outrageous. But as a kid watching this, like you're imagining that you could do this. Like you
Yeah.
could dunk on Robinson, or you could dunk on Vince Carter.
Vince Carter.
Insane. Or just like go one-on-one with Allen Iverson.
For
So
sure.
I think I think it's perfectly imperfect, but it was great storytelling at the end of the day.
Yeah.
From start to finish, I miss that today, but for this movie, I feel like it would be really hard to make just because I feel like they would lean in on like pop culture, TikTok, um, what's hot right now. And
Right.
also, I would have a feeling they would go the route of not only adding professional basketball players, but like adding influencers and
Yep.
celebrities to the game. So that's my feeling on it. Like if it was made today, it still could be made today,
For sure.
but I don't think it would have like a legit story. It would be a lot of bells and whistles to it.
I completely agree. And one thing that I really liked about this movie, and I think what really brought me to the movie at the beginning, right, or when I was a kid, is they use the NBA branding, they use real NBA players.
Right.
It's not just like it's some fake made up team. Yes, the LA Knights are a made up team, but they were
Hmm.
going against the Raptors, they were going against the Bulls, they were going against the Mavericks. So like you actually you could vision yourself watching that on TV, where it's not just like a random team that's made up. Obviously, the
Right.
Knights are made up, but they
Yeah.
still played in the Staples Center.
Yeah.
They were playing at like Allen Iverson and the 76ers. Like you got a real feel to it, and they used the branding and logos, which gave it some legitness.
Yeah. And it's just crazy to me that they were able to do all this. Like I could only imagine today they would probably only be able to get maybe one player and maybe really lean
Yeah.
on having multiple scenes with this one player. I love that they bounced around, did different teams and different scenes with them, and also they I think allowed the players to just be themselves. Gary Payton, the glove,
The
like
glove.
him just being a problem for Calvin Cambridge is hilarious. My mind already went to if it was anybody else, like would they allow, like for instance, Draymond Green to be his full self? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so when I saw that, I thought that was dope.
Yeah.
Then all the players talking trash, of course. They talking, I call it Disney trash of Calvin Cambridge. He's only 4'11". He can't stop me. We know basketball players and how they talk.
Oh yeah.
If the cameras weren't on, it would be a lot different.
Yeah.
But I do love that they let these basketball players be an authentic version of themselves
Right.
while also acting. I think it was
For
pretty
sure.
cool.
For sure. That's a good point.
Um, did this bring up any other nostalgia for you while watching?
Yeah, I think, I mean, the whole movie's nostalgic for me. When we're talking about story arc and character arc,
Mm-hmm.
um, what I didn't really realize maybe when I was younger was maybe the way Tracy Reynolds was the way he was, and he didn't like kids, he didn't like family. It
Yeah.
was because he didn't have one himself. And seeing that when you're an adult, you realize like, oh, so people have different situations, right? Different people have different situations. So seeing him grow and like become more of a family man to ultimately adopting Calvin and Murph, like that is the ultimate nostalgia. Like I told you during the movie, it gave me goosebumps because it did. Like seeing someone actually get adopted, and I don't know, it when you're an adult, more of an adult like us, versus watching it when you're 7, 8 years old, it's different. So I think that was the big nostalgia play there.
Yeah. I definitely agree with you there. I didn't really like fully pick up on that until like halfway through the movie while we're watching, and then you also heard me like ask you the question about his father,
Yeah.
where it was insinuated that he just didn't have a great relationship, but we don't know why
Yeah.
or what it
No origin
was.
story.
No origin story to it. So I mean, we could backtrack. That's another movie down the line or a TV show down the line. I don't know, but I really didn't pick up on that. And like you said, like being older now and seeing this, like I didn't as a kid understand like anyone. I thought anyone could get adopted, and um, just seeing that the preference is younger kids versus
Right.
older
So
kids,
I didn't realize that at
like
all.
ox, like this dude was probably set 16 17 phasing out. So I'm like sitting here thinking like, man, I wonder what is going through his head. And I completely get why he was a bully. Not only because he was a redhead, because I did point
You
out,
did. You did.
man, they always make the redhead the bully in all these movies. I also think he was definitely probably the bully in this just because um, he has witnessed year by year kids getting picked over him,
Yep.
and now um, he's racing against time to find a family before what I think like once you're 18, like you're out of the system.
Right.
So you're on your own. So I definitely felt for Ox, and I did like that they were able to give him a full story
It's another
of
one.
just he is the bully, and then he gets the power and he makes the right decision and works with Calvin as they kind of were like butting heads throughout the whole movie. So I really love that, and I feel like they would. Again, if this movie was made today, they wouldn't even focus on that. They would just focus on a whole bunch of different things and wouldn't give, I would say, these B-side or C-side characters a full arc. They even gave our girl Brenda a full arc of like we see that she ended up with a family at the end.
Yeah.
Like they didn't even like announce it. They just showed a picture and it was enough.
For
So
sure.
again, perfectly imperfect movie right there. Being able to tell a story and be able to give full circle story for these B, C characters.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah. Um, anything else you want to say about this movie?
No, I
It's
mean,
your time. It's your
I
movie,
appreciate
bro.
this. I
we
appreciate
can
the
we can talk
spotlight.
about this for 50, 60 minutes, bro.
Yeah, no, I could. I definitely could. One thing that I think I definitely did not realize when I was a kid was that the leader of the orphanage, Biddleman, he actually placed a sports bet against Calvin Cambridge, which is
Yo.
why he stole his shoes.
Yes. Yes.
So I think when you bring that in today's day and age, we're seeing all these NBA players get in trouble with gambling, and like they were so ahead of its time. Like
Yeah.
this movie was very ahead of its time in that regard.
Yeah.
Bringing sports gambling into it and betting against something or for something in today's day and age with knowledge intact, right? So I think that was one thing I definitely picked up on this time around, and as I've grown older versus when I started watching the movie when I was a kid. I didn't know what a sports wager was.
Dude, I wonder how much. I wonder how often players were betting. But again, that could be a whole different
That's a
conversation.
whole different segment, right?
To get back, also that whole third act. This is where I say is perfectly imperfect. It was completely unnecessary to have a wild goose chase, 10-minute scene of the sports bet. His Bitterman, the person who makes this bet with these, I'm about to call them loan sharks. No, but
Yeah, they're like like mafia guys.
mafia guys.
Yeah.
And then he goes and lets him know, hey, these kids are heading to the arena. And then they go chase down these kids. My whole thing was, even if they caught these kids, they can't do nothing to them. And they really like just brought in these goons to go on a car chase against guys that were riding scooters that might have gone 10 miles an hour.
Right.
And you're telling me you couldn't catch up with them. That was probably like where it got off the rails.
Agreed.
And I was telling you, the villain there could have literally just been time.
Yep.
Where we could have had back and forth throughout that whole aspect of them going through the city. They could have had traffic lights. They could have had a bunch of different obstacles in the way while the clock is ticking, like a first quarter, second quarter, third quarter. Because he got there in the fourth quarter, and we already know what's going to happen in the fourth quarter. They dug a hole, and now he needs to bring this team back. But they could have brought it down to like the last 5 minutes, and from there, he does a couple plays with the shoes. We know the shoes come apart. You still could have did all that and not have that mafia. You could have had. You still could have had the guy head of the orphanage meet them there, and then still do all that like with the scooter. But we didn't need like that wild goose chase. That was the one thing that kind of like was driving me insane.
Yeah, I think it's exactly what you said earlier. They Disneyfied it. Like I don't know. They made it's kind of like Air Bud when they have the goons chasing, like the one goon chasing Air Bud. Like it was just a little bit off the rails. I completely agree with you. It loses you there for 10 minutes. At least there's a motive behind it.
Yeah.
But I think it's drawn out a little bit too much. I would agree with you.
Yeah, and I'm glad you mentioned Disneyfied it because I feel like if you could rewrite this movie and make it a lot darker, you really could.
Oh man, you could.
You really could. Like if you wanted to now throw in these mafia guys to like they in this they just say this guy disappeared, right? Now, as you get older and you watch other movies and you watch movies that deal with mafia, people disappearing, you kind of see what happens to them.
Yeah.
So like they could have went a lot darker there. They could have
Yeah.
went a lot darker with Calvin enjoying being a professional basketball
Yeah,
player,
that's a good point.
because it's not just fly on a private team plane and dial six. Like you enjoying the life, man. Like they kind of hinted at it a little bit, but yeah, that. And then the only other thing that I really loved was while Morris Chestnut's character came across a couple pieces of eye candy in women, they really didn't focus on him like trying to like secure a relationship. The relationship thing was just literally him and Calvin. Um, and I'm so tired of movies where like you have to throw in a significant other, um, like a true love interest
Yeah.
to spark something for the adults. And it's just like, no, like the thing for the adults is just like sitting here realizing what you were as a kid as to what you are now, or when if you have a kid, what you can provide for that kid.
Yeah.
We can skip all that lovey-dovey significance other stuff out and push that away, and I love that they did that.
Yeah.
Big fan in movies today when they do that. They kind of skip that.
Yeah. So let's get to the point. Like we can some people do love a love interest, right? They enjoy
Yeah.
it, but I think you're right for this particular movie and obviously some others. I think we could have done
If
without
anything, love interest should always be ball. Ball is life.
it.
Basketball, basketball, basketball. So that should be the love interest, especially when it comes to a basketball movie.
Yeah.
That's how I see it. Anything else, man?
No, I mean, what would you say rated out of 10? And I know we said it's not one of those movies where we're not judging it based on.
Well, I'm gonna
Rotten
give
Tomatoes.
I'm gonna give this an A minus A. So if I had to give this out of 10,
Yeah.
literally a 9.
Yeah.
You know, so I would do that. How about yourself?
Yeah, I mean, if we're grading on the grading scale, like elementary school, high school, middle school grading scale, I'm giving it an A.
An A? Yeah.
A plus. Like this movie tugs at my heart. I'm biased. I admit it. I'm very biased, but it's such a good movie.
You said you get goosebumps. So the goosebumps, is it just like a full on emotional thing, or is it
Yeah.
just like chills? Like dang, like this is.
No, man, I'll admit it. I think it's like emotional. Like being with my grandparents, are no longer here anymore. So
Yeah.
like remembering those times I had with them, and
Yeah.
like they introduced me to that movie. Like just total nostalgia, and like I felt it. I showed you my
Yeah,
my goose
yeah.
like.
I feel like it's
Yeah.
definitely going to be even more new memories down the road for like if you have kids, then this is gonna
Oh.
mean something completely different.
100%.
While still
100%.
having that anchor and that core memory of
Couldn't agree more.
your grandparents. But no, seriously, thank you for hopping on this episode. This
Anytime.
episode is very special because it's going to be the launch of NBA season, college basketball season. Essentially that's how we met, through basketball.
Yep.
So I found out that this was his movie, so I had to make sure he got a chance to hop on the episode and talk about his movie. So
I
much
appreciate it,
appreciation,
bro.
bro.
I appreciate
much
you.
appreciation. Yeah, man. I just stay tuned for the next episode, and we'll see you some other time. Before we even close out, I want to roll out the red carpet for you. If anything you want to plug, if there's anything that's going on, personal, professionally, that you want to let people know about.
Yeah, I don't have anything personally to plug, but definitely give Film You In a follow. Podcasts,
yeah.
Instagram, whatever podcast method you consume your podcasts on, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, go give them a follow, subscribe.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, this is all meant for if it's a movie that's not in the theater, like pull up to your crib, make it feel, as authentic as possible, where we literally just got done watching. We just watched like Mike off of a golf simulator. I've never watched a movie off a golf simulator ever, and I don't even golf, and now I want to go to my crib and just purchase one just so I can start watching movies off of it. So I'm going to plug that. Golf simulator.
Golf simulators, good tech.
Man cave,
Good tech.
golf simulator, and popcorn machines. those three things I'm gonna
You gotta have the popcorn. You can't watch a movie without popcorn. That's like a
Yeah,
sin.
absolutely, man. Well, thank you again, and I look forward to next episodes that we do.
Absolutely. No
Heck
doubt,
yeah.
Justin. Thank you. Thanks for having me.